Good morning. A beautiful Saturday, the final Saturday in June. We welcome you into another edition of Tee2Green. We're live and on the air here on WGR and on our video stream at T2G Buffalo. I'm Brian Colzio, along with Kevin Sylvester, PGA Pro Jeff Meadis, Jeff Blank producing our video stream. Again, check it out on Instagram, on X, on YouTube at T2G Buffalo. Dan Dale producing on the radio side. Back in our WGR studios in Amherst. We're happy to be with you here at Glen Golf Club. An outstanding day for golf. Jeff Meadis, good morning.
Yeah, nice to be outside again and doing the radio show outside. The weather's finally broke. Longest days of the year. We're having this conversation with Tim Freeze here, and a lot of rounds are getting played. And I had a nice day yesterday. Played at Diamond Hawk in a real nice event. Raised a lot of money for veterans and the PGA Reach Foundation. So I was happy to do that.
Yeah, excellent. Kevin Sylvester, good morning.
Morning, Brian. A lot of people tuning in right now. What do they think about the draft? We got to, you spent your night last night at the arena, NHL draft. I just want to say this. I'm happy they chose a player at 4. You don't get, you often you're not really good and get the 4th overall pick. So I thought they did the right thing by taking a player there and, another defenseman. It's worked out pretty good for him, by the way.
The Sabres have never picked 4th overall ever in their history.
Well, that's why they had to do it.
Yeah. So they, I guess, set history last night. But yeah, Jarmo Kekalainen, for those that were thinking, like, where were the trades? He said he literally let almost the entire league know that pick 4 and that pick 20 was in play. But he goes, I'm not going to make a bad deal. So he said he didn't like what was coming in. So,
well, I'm glad. I would love for them to have Connor Hellebuck, but I'm glad they did not use pick 4 to get Connor Hellebuck.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're wondering about that Hellebuck thing, how many goalies were taken in the first 32 picks last night?
Zero. Right.
So you can see what the league values in terms of, like, how is a goalie valued in terms of a pick? And it almost never, we rarely get goalies going anywhere even near the top half of the draft.
Well, listen, I said this back when I hosted Hockey Hotline on WGR.
Yeah.
You don't need a great goalie to win the cup, but you need your goalie to play great.
Yeah.
And you look at Carolina, they use 2 goalies in the playoffs, some of the 2-goalie system. You just got to ride a hot guy in the playoffs. You don't need to have the best. The Sabres have had the best twice in their existence and made the Stanley Cup Finals once with them and didn't win, and the other time they didn't get past the Eastern Conference Final.
Yeah. How about we're talking about the Sabres this in the summer? Yeah, we're excited about it.
We used to talk about the Sabres on Tee2Green in April when they'd be hitting the links with us when we started our show.
Yeah. We usually would do it on Saturday when you guys would be like apologizing for me. Oh, Brian, the last night's game. Sorry about that.
It's true.
What a difference it is. That's right. Anyway, we're happy to be here at Glen Oak. We got a jam-packed show. We got a couple of guests coming up 7:20, so about 17 minutes from now. Jeff Kamian, tournament director of the International Junior Masters. It wrapped up yesterday, another successful week. We were there last week to preview the tournament, so Jeff's going to let us know how yesterday's finals played out. It was at match play stage yesterday, so we'll talk to Jeff for a few minutes at 7:20, and then at 7:30, we're going to talk about our Duster Putting Challenge, which is going to be here. Mike Washington from Ivy Lee Construction is going to be a big part of the reason why we're putting it on this year, and our push for 10K for our 10th edition.
Yes, Ivy Lee Construction stepped up as a sponsor again this year, so we're excited to talk to Mike about that. And DusterChallenge.com. Listen, there's where you sign up. You can also make just a donation. If you're not be able to be here, you want to support the Veterans Program, you can do so by making a donation. Any amount matters, all right? So don't feel like you got to throw something. I mean, certainly we'd love for you to throw a big amount, but listen, $5, $10, $20.
There's a 50-50 too.
There's a 50-50 you can buy there too, so you can also be a winner. Hey, one other thing on hockey and golf, and I'll be interested in our guest, Tim Freeze, we're going to bring in here in a second, why this happened. Last night we had a couples night at Lancaster Country Club, and it was draft themed, NHL draft. So we played in hockey jerseys, a lot of us, right? So I wore my son's hockey jersey, to play, and I hit it great in a hockey. I thought, am I gonna be able to swing? And he's a goalie too, so a little bigger jersey.
Probably fit you well.
Yeah, it's a little snug, Jeff. It actually is a little snug. That's probably why. I'm like, man, I played great in this hockey jersey. So let's bring our host, the owner and PGA Pro here from Glen Oak Golf Club, Tim Freeze. Why did I swing it great in a hockey jersey?
Yeah, welcome, gentlemen. Is it jersey, sweater? I still don't.
Sweater. There you go.
Okay,
you're correct. Shame on me for.
No, you felt pretty good about your jersey there.
It was great.
to Jeff's point, it might be a little more snug, but
Thanks for having us here today.
absolutely. Look at, we're in the long days of summer, like Jeff just said. This is pretty cool. I just came back from Hazeltine, the women's PGA Championship going on. We're between majors today. We've got, we'll talk about that, a really cool junior event going here, the Junior Championship, and with the IG going on, the Porter Cup. This is what summer's all about in Buffalo. It's semi-brief, but let's take advantage of it and talk Sabres and Bills on even this show. It's pretty exciting. This is great.
How is Hazeltine?
Oh my God, big, beautiful. The Ryder Cup in 29 is coming there. So the women right now, it's amazing. It's an amazing place, a big ballpark. Yeah, like an Aronimink.
That's where Beam won. Rich Beam, I think, Big Tiger.
That's right.
Hazeltine.
That's right.
A rare time that Tiger was bested.
Yes.
When he was in contention in a major, for sure. Yeah, so a lot of events coming up here. We mentioned the Duster, the Western New York Open, today's Western New York PGA Junior Tour Championship, a 2-day event, all that. So we'll talk about that in a moment. But speaking of majors, last week's U.S. Open, Wyndham Clark ends up holding on, had a big lead going into Sunday. He ends up winning by 1. Did what he needed to do down the stretch there. The crowds were an issue. I want to get to that in a moment, but let's at least just talk about for 1 second. I know maybe the crowds where we're going to have more exciting opinions about, but Clark's win, Jeff, he went into the day with a 6-shot lead. He ended up winning by 1, but some really, really good short game down the stretch got it done for him.
Yeah, he made some putts, and it's so hard to hold on with just such a defensive way to play. It's like you're out there thinking, I just don't want to make a bogey. Try to par every hole, get as many pars as you can, as opposed to being the chasers. You know, we always talk, it's easier to be a shot or two behind, just trying to make birdie every hole than trying to hold on to a lead. Good for him. Second U.S. Open. People were not exactly rooting for him, and for a couple of reasons, but you know, he comported himself super well. I thought he handled the controversy well. He owned up to it, and then he played very, very well. You know, to win 2 U.S. Opens, now you really put a stamp on your career at that point.
Yeah, Jeff, I mean, he just played with Scheffler, the #1 player in the world, in a cauldron that's difficult at best, right? He did it 2 of the last 3 years, and he bested Rory McIlroy at LACC. So you got to give him props. And for what he's, quote, going through, and with a psychologist who's on everybody's call list right now, to get that play out of Windy, it's amazing, right? I could give him props.
I mean, the ultimate grinder, right? That's the ultimate grinding tournament. And if you grind your way through that, even with a 6-shot lead, I'd be so nervous. I'd rather be tied or back. You know, it's a really tough way to start the final round.
I think, you know, he had the big lead going to the final round. He knew everybody was coming after him, and obviously the nerves were there. And it just shows you what nerves does to. This is a major champion winner. He's won the U.S. Open, as you said, beat Rory McIlroy. He's been on the Ryder Cup teams. So he's done all these things. And things were off, right? And to battle through, not only that, but people cheering when the ball's rolling off the green, that's just bad form, right? Cheer good shots. You don't cheer bad shots or unfortunate things. But I think any other player in that position where he knows everybody's rooting for Scottie Scheffler in that group, you know, and with I can understand why everybody's rooting for Scottie Scheffler. He's the #1 player. He can get the career Grand Slam. But to battle through that and fight through it, and the 16th hole was incredible to me. Absolutely incredible. I thought he won. I was watching it with my son on Saturday. I said, he just won the tournament when he made eagle on Saturday on 6. I go, that just won him the golf tournament, which it very well may have. But what he did on 16,
the shot out of the fescue to save it
out of
over
the fescue fairway, and he
drains
that long putt for birdie. My goodness, that was remarkable.
Did you hear the caddy's comment before every shot? And this is and he was saying, okay, good process.
Yes.
All the golfers out there, if you don't have that, a good process with everything going on, he had to focus on what he needed to do, whether that's 1 waggle, 2 waggle, look at the target, whatever your process is, do it over and over and get really good at that before you get good at your shot. Get good at your process.
Yeah, he used to tell him, trust the process, but they pay Sean McDermott a rights fee for that.
Well, you always hear the good players talk about the simple things, right? It's the process. It's the pre-shot routine. It's the fundamentals. And then you meet a lot of amateurs and you ask them what their pre-shot routine is. And,
I would have liked to have seen a Burns-Clark playoff, though. Sam Burns, who's the best putter on tour last year, strokes gained.
He putted amazing this past week too.
The break that he didn't get that he should have got right at Oakmont last year
with the soggy lie that he didn't get relief from.
The standing water.
Soggy's being kind.
Soggy's being kind. But he hit, and you guys know this, Tim, you know this. Sometimes you hit a perfect putt and it doesn't go in. And he hit a perfect putt on 18, and it just decided not to go in. Something like the universe said no. The golf god said no, not today, Sam Burns.
You know, your colleagues brought up something on Sunday, listening to Sirius XM, and that was basically when a tour player sees someone else's putt on their line, similar line, they tend to make that next one, right?
Yes.
There, because of the point, it wasn't happening more than ever. So he hits that perfect putt. Burns, man, he played the shot he hit on the par 3 17 for a guy who cuts it and it back flag. He got the closest.
Yeah.
Just hit the shot.
I was surprised he missed that one.
How about that? Right?
Yeah.
But again, it was hard to make the putts to finish them up, especially in the cauldron of the Open.
Yeah. Real quick, just to circle back to make a quick culture on crowd there. Just being a national commentator on this event, one said they've never seen anything for an American golfer on American soil. Yes, you know, European Ryder Cup, people yell things. We saw that page inverse. But the fact that there was an American golfer for American soil at U.S. Open being that hardly, I don't ever remember it happening to an American golfer ever in the U.S. Open.
I don't either, and I don't like it. You know, and I've seen it. I feel like there's been a degrading of some of the fan behavior over the years. Kevin, you're at the event. You know more than anybody. And all this, you know, all the hooting and hollering and trying to get their voice on the air.
Yes,
saying something stupid.
yes.
That
golf bro culture.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
That's why some people are like, shrink the game. You know, we grow the game, shrink it. Like, I can tell when I see a pack of young 20-something-year-olds, 30-year-olds. I could see them, and I could see them. Well, there's an announcer guy. So I'll wait till they get near me because I know they're coming near me to yell, you know, something stupid, right? And then I'll move immediately, and I just seem like I just know it's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
That like no one's going to recognize your voice. Okay, no one wants to hear mashed potatoes anymore. Or Baba Boo. I actually at the Cognizant Classic in Palm Beach, just this guy, he was like 40, yelled Baba Booey right to me, and I turned after. I go, Baba, seriously, dude? That's so 1995, and the crowd laughed. Like just I don't know what this is to say stupid stuff on there. Sometimes someone says a clever thing, you know, that's funny. I do think this was more about cheering for Scheffler than heckling Clark, because I think a lot of fans there didn't know the whole backstory. There are some golf fans who know the backstory about Clark at Oakmont and
the lockers.
And credit to Clark, even prior to winning, for owning all that and doing. Bob Ford was on Sirius XM, and he said, hey, listen, Clark's done everything we've asked of him. He's made donations. He's made amends.
Clark was asked all week, Kevin.
Every day.
Because he was the leader.
Yes.
So when you're the leader, you hold a long press conference after each round. He was asked every single day about that incident. And I will, you know, obviously we don't we never want to see people get to the point where you're causing damage to anything. But he didn't shy away from it. It wasn't like, I'm not going to talk about that anymore, or I'm focused on tomorrow, or like he talked about it. He said, look, it was unfortunate. I take ownership of it. I'm apologizing. I know I lost fans. I know I have to do things to earn them back. So, okay, obviously we didn't want him to do that ever. However, it's over. So what can you do now? Well, you can go down a couple of paths. I think he's going down the good path with it in terms of trying to recover from that incident.
Yeah. You know, the locker got there's no excuses, right?
And he's not making any, which I appreciate. You don't even have to root for Clark, but I think the crowd literally yelling, get in the bunker, all that sort of stuff. Well, like, to me, that was
it's not what we're used to seeing in golf, right?
Right.
And
yeah,
it's bad.
What's make it weird.
It's bad form. But think about it. You go to a hockey game, a football game, a basketball. Yeah, people are yelling, you know, everything. LeBron, you suck. Like they'll yell to their face.
Right. And they'll sit courtside doing it.
And that's why I thought Scotty Scheffler's comment was very interesting to me when he said, well, listen, you know, the arena is not for everybody.
Right? I heard that. It was a good comment.
Yeah, it was a really good comment. I thought, like, yeah, you know, you're right. If you're in the arena of sports and the tour, what they announced this week, are going more, you know, we're going to go more arena-like. It seems like, hey, bigger markets, let's have these 2 tracks here and as such. Like they're trying to grow the fan base by going to bigger markets to, it's maximize revenue, right? Well, you're going to attract more fans there, and some are like, hey, I'm going to a sporting event, I can cheer, right?
Yeah.
There might be some people who go to golf for the first time, Tim, who, hey, I can't yell things here. Like I'm going to a sporting event, and then we're talking about New York City too, where they yell at each other on the street, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
That's a little ways from New York City.
You can
but
imagine the lessons you take from running events, right? So you go to the Ryder Cup, the PGA Championship. We're selling beers at 9 a.m. What were we expecting to happen? Augusta, it's different. They've created this different culture, and I think that's a great lesson. So if you don't sell beer, if you don't let them have cell phones, so is that a different message to send the fans? And then at Augusta, it is a little different culture there, isn't it? There isn't this. Do people get excused to leave? Not as much at Augusta, if any.
Well, they create an expectation
that's
that
right.
should be followed, and there needs to be an expectation there.
One other element I want to add, sorry, Brian, but we have, and Jeff Blank, who's here producing for us, and we have Blank Bets, right? Yeah. Betting on golf now has become big. And
I was talking with Mike Shope about this. He said, you're going to this event, people are betting. They're betting on somebody, not Clark, because Clark's minus 5,000 going into the final round. So you're betting on somebody else. So you're rooting against him.
But they're betting hole by hole.
Right.
So they might be saying get in the bunker because they bet the guy to make a bogey.
Yeah. So you have that layer to it. Tim, you're in with the PGA of America in terms of helping with these events and your voice. I know you and I have had some conversation about this. From what you can say here about crowds, like what did you guys learn from the Ryder Cup in terms of maybe just going forward, like how to make it an enjoyable experience for fans, let them be excited, but at the same time, maybe not let it get to some of the things that happen.
And I'll use that example at, let's go 15, 16, 17 on Bethpage. It was a mosh pit. Yeah. It was very difficult to get around, very difficult to see anything. The Ryder Cup was it's an awesome event. It's like going to Super Bowl without seeing the game. Well, I want to see the game too. So I've been a proponent of less people getting in, more seating. What if everybody could have a seat at some point during the event? More grandstands. Don't keep saying we're going to make money to for our association, all our programs. That's wonderful. But the problem is it was a difficult situation. Even see things, there was frustration being built up. They have a couple of beers. Drunk man says what a sober man thinks. And unfortunately, that is that atmosphere, right? But when I did go to Augusta, I was able to see a lot, right? If I do go to an event, if you go to a hockey game, a football game, there's an expectation that I get to enjoy and see the event. If I sit here or stay here, golf is awesome because you can move around. But those are lessons that if we less people in, right, and more seating and better viewing experience, maybe that'll tone it down a little bit.
Well, I want to add, the Phoenix Open, okay, it's 3 years ago that they had issues, right? It was raining and things got out of hand. It's the most attended golf event out there in Phoenix, and it's a party. It's a great time. It's different. You go into 16, that Coliseum atmosphere, but that atmosphere is like the golf course. Well, after that year, the Thunderbirds who run that event got together with the tour and everybody and said, all right, we got to tone this down. And they made it clear to everybody attending, things are going to be toned down and there's going to be more security and more police on site. And I've been there the last 2 years and it is different.
It's still fun.
It's still fun. It is different, and they said, "Hey, we're not going to tolerate X, Y, and Z." And the fans have, complied. Yeah, they've complied with the expectations. So I think that maybe is something that needs to occur with every fan. Hey, this is whether it's in video now on your phone. Hey, you're about to enter. This is our expectation for you as a fan to have a good time. Maybe that starts happening. I don't know.
Yeah. Good. It's great discussion. We know the fan experience is something that all sports are trying to work on to make it the best because it's more and more expensive to get in. There's more and more alternatives in terms of the home TV viewing experience being so great. So how do you get fans to have the best experience in person? And obviously, golf added to the list of sports that are trying to make that better.
Well, one of the best experiences is the Duster. Yeah, you want a good golf experience.
Participate. Yeah. Yes, come to the Duster Challenge. You can yell whatever you want if you're going to make a big donation.
Yeah.
DusterChallenge.com.
That's right. All right, we're going to be getting to, speaking of some big time junior events here. One that was just held over the last 4 days at East Aurora Country Club, the International Junior Masters, the 73rd edition. And now we're going to bring in tournament director Jeff Camion. We had him on last week to preview the show along with Paul O'Brien, and now Jeff's kind to us after a long week to give us a few minutes here this morning. Jeff, good morning. Thanks so much for coming on. And
Hello.
Yes, Jeff, you're on the air here. Good morning. Hello, Jeff. Do you have us?
You have it potted up.
I do. Just
All
double
right.
check. Jeff, good morning. Do you have us? You're on the air. All right. Let me.
We'll reconnect with Jeff
We'll
here.
reconnect with Jeff here in just one moment.
How about quickly on Kevin, your initial thoughts on the changes the tour has made?
Yeah, it's interesting. They've been talking about and hinting at the two tracks, if you will. So they laid out a championship track and a qualifier challenger series.
Yeah.
Whether those are the names. This is what I do like. I like that every event's going to have a cut. Okay. Like this week of the Travelers, there's no cut for the event, but I do like the merit of that to have a cut there. More players are going to be in that track series. I think it's going to be very competitive to get in there. I think that Challenger series is going to be great. My question: what happens with the Corn Ferry Tour? Right? Is that now the Challenger series? But it seems like no, they're going to still try to keep something. So I'd be interested to see how it all evolves there.
Cornering the market on all the tours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, they've kind of done that.
Yep.
Yeah, but they still have to, I think, have that ability for a college player to come on to the championship series, like what we're seeing, because there's so many good players, and I value college education, not just the book learning, but the life learning that college provides. And so I think the more good, excellent golfers we can send to that route, and a lot of them played in the International Junior Masters, Brian, because we have Jeff with us now, right?
Yes, we do. Jeff, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys.
Thanks for coming on, Jeff. I know a long week for you guys. You had some excitement yesterday in what was the final day match play. Just for those that maybe don't know the event from last week, 2 days of stroke play on Tuesday and Wednesday, 2 days of match play on Thursday and Friday, and ultimately yesterday you had a boys and a girls champion, and the boys match went extra holes. So Jack Abraham is the winner from the United States. Tell us about that final match.
Well, it was. We thought that the match was going to be over early. Jack Abraham had he was 4 up lead at one point, and after 15, he was 3 up, and sort of engraving his name on the trophy, so to speak. And Will Hindeman from Canada won 16, 17, and 18.
Wow.
And
Geez.
and we had extra holes, and we went back, and Jack ultimately prevailed on the 19th hole, but it was unexpected, I guess, and it was very exciting.
Yeah, that's great. You guys had double-digit countries participating again in this event, Jeff, and I know being there, my son participated this week and just had a wonderful time. The interaction of these players, the boys and the girls from all over the world, I'm sure, you guys are so busy running the event this week, but I'm sure that's also a piece that you enjoy, that you get to partake and see that, you've got a kid from Thailand and a kid from India and a kid from Amherst, New York, and they're all talking to each other about golf. And I think that's just one of the great things about the event.
Without a doubt, that's our favorite. I mean, the golf is great, obviously, but it is fun to see kids really from all over the world. One of our friends hosted a player from Thailand and Australia, and they were hanging out, and I believe they're playing pickleball this morning someplace. So
Great.
It's really kind of cool. We should note that on the girls' flight, it was pretty wild. Local favorite Natalie Wasik kind of ran away with the medal as she shot a pair of 71s, which is 2 under, and won the medal round by 10 shots, and lost her first match play contest. Actually, the boys medalist did too. So match play is a whole lot different, obviously. And ultimately, the girl that won from Thailand, Tee2Green, she had played here a couple of years ago. She was 19 shots behind Natalie in match play. in medal play, and she wound up beating Natalie, beating Delaney Abel, who was Team New York, and ultimately prevailed in the final match yesterday, which was really, really exciting.
Yeah. So in the boys' side, it was a U.S. and a Canadian in the finals, and in the girls' championship, Thailand and Malta. That's
awesome.
That is awesome,
yeah.
for sure.
Hey, match play's a different animal.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean,
game of momentum.
It sure is.
As he met my son Jack played with the boys medalist champion Michael Jordan, who was running away with it on the boys'
That's
side.
a tough name to be adorned with.
I know,
right?
He played incredible. Jeff, I think he shot a 65 on the first day, but I mean, again, and then he ends up losing in the first round, and anything can happen in match play. That's the event here, how there's two different layers to it. I just love. I want to give a shout out to the rest of the winners in the other flights here. The gold flight winner, Cole Jones. David Jones' son won the platinum flight, so congratulations to Cole. We had him on last week.
Nice.
So watch the Tee2Green karma here coming up.
Okay.
So
yes.
Cole Jones wins the platinum flight. Patrick O'Connor from the United States wins the gold. The silver flight champion was Connor Jackson, who we also had on
Yep.
Very
last
well
week as
spoken,
well.
too, yes.
Yes. And then the bronze flight winner, Jordan Kelly. So there are your winners of the other flights. Congratulations to everybody that participated in that event.
I will say that Michael Jordan, he's going to get great restaurant reservations. He's always get a table when you
That's
call
a funny
him.
ad.
Right?
Yeah.
That's right. That was an ad, wasn't it?
Wasn't Cole a former Duster champion?
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, Cole's a good
Karma.
putter. He's going to be here
He's
as
got
well.
that trophy's on his wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got another one ready for this year.
Well, Jeff, before we let you go, just a shout out to you and Paul O'Brien and David Jones, Drew Thompson, everybody over there at East Aurora for a wonderful week. And I know you guys ended it with a big party last night. The members, from me walking the course, I saw quite a few volunteers out there. I know you guys have many, many members that also help out to make this event great, whether it's either housing or help on the course or both.
Without a doubt, we, I kind of count them up every year, and it's usually somewhere between 130 and 140 of our members are involved in some way, and many more of the members come out to watch. And we were fortunate enough to have a good weather day yesterday for a party, and which was a stark contrast to Thursday's weather. But kudos to our members and our golf staff and our golf course superintendent and his crew were exemplary all week. It was really fantastic to see.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, get some rest. You worked hard this week. Thank you so much for coming on. Just on behalf of the Coziel family, because Jack was there, we had another wonderful experience. So I appreciate everything you did.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right.
All right, Jeff. Thank you.
All right. Jeff Kamian, IJM tournament director at East Aurora, the 73rd edition. I was talking with some of the guys there, Paul O'Brien. He said they're already trying to work on year 75. Maybe
Sure.
bring back some of these. I mean, Jim Furyk played in it. Trevor Immelman played in it. Some of the current Canadian players like Mackenzie Hughes, Corey Connors. He's like, for year 75, we want to have something really big. So they're working on something special.
I just want to give Jeff kudos because he got an Uber lined up last night for after the party, and they're like, "Hey, one more round." He's like, "I got to go on Tee2Green tomorrow morning." So no. So I'm kidding, guys. All
That's
right.
right.
God,
That's right. Excellent.
you can laugh a little, Brian. Come on.
Right.
Didn't follow that one.
Yeah, I know you didn't.
So many good ones, Kevin. It's hard to rate. That's right. All right. Timeout here from Glen Oak. When we come back,
Tim got it.
we'll talk a little bit more about the Duster, and Mike Washington from Ivy League going to join us here as we roll on here. More events from Tee2Green here from Glen Oak as we continue to talk the best golf here in Western New York. Your only spot for local golf talk in Western New York. Live on WGR and live on our video stream at T2G Buffalo. We're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. Follow us there. Jeff Blank here producing live on our video stream. Dan Dale back in our Amherst studios. Tim Freeze, Kevin Sylvester, Jeff Beatus. I'm Brian Colesio. More Tee2Green coming up from Glen Oak right after this timeout on WGR. Welcome back, Tee2Green. We're live at Glen Oak Golf Club here in Amherst. Appreciate you being with us. Big thanks to Jeff Kamian, IJM Tournament Director. Another successful week at East Aurora Country Club, and another great amateur event coming up, the Porter Cup, in a few weeks up at Niagara Falls Country Club. We'll be up there for a couple of shows in the middle of July. You heard it's time for our Western New York PGA tip of the week. The tip of the week, the real tip, you should sign up for the Duster Challenge. We'll get Jeff and Tim's expertise actually on another tip coming up in a moment. But speaking of the Duster Challenge, we want to bring in our next guest here on the line, Mike Washington from Ivy League Construction. Mike and his son Parker and some others will be participating in our 10th edition of our Duster Challenge on July 24th right here at Glen Oak. Mike, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Thanks for coming on. Mike, we'll talk about Ivy Lee in a moment. I know you guys are a big reason why our push for 10K for our 10th edition here is trending well, but I know you and Parker your son Parker participated last year in the Duster, so we'd love to have you maybe share your experience of what you thought it was about for maybe people that haven't done it before.
Yeah, it's really a great event. At Ivy League Construction, we're really proud to be a participant and also a sponsor of the event. My father, the founder of Ivy League Construction, was actually a decorated veteran from Vietnam, had the Silver Star, the Purple Heart, the Bronze Star. He was entombed a couple of years ago at Arlington National Cemetery. So, that's really our culture. And we really are always looking out for our veterans in our community through different projects that we participate in. And then also builds we do. We do a lot of building in veterans' homes through different programs that the VA actually sponsors. So it's really just not just part of our culture, but it's really who we are.
Well, Mike, first of all, sorry for the loss of your father a few years ago, but incredible service record, and what a great way to honor him with all that you guys do at Ivy League Construction, not just sponsoring the Duster Challenge, but thank you for that, and thanks to your father and your family. Last year, you and your son, I think your son made the cut. He made the cut in stroke play. So what was that like experiencing the Duster Challenge for the first time?
It was so much fun. We had such a great time. Yeah, he did make the cut. His dad, me, terrible. I almost came in last, I think, but it was so much fun. It's really a great experience. Come on out, have fun. It's a really cool, challenging little course for putting. Tons of people. I couldn't believe how many people were there and how many people actually come out to sponsor, but also to have just a great evening out. It's really a lot of fun.
Yeah, we do it right on the big putting green over at the practice facility here at the Glen Oak. Tim, we have you here in person, so we'll also thank you right now again for your great donation to the event, is that you give us this amazing putting green to set up our 18-hole putting course on.
That's a great story with Ivy Lee here. Thank you for your participation. It is a lot of fun that night under the lights, playing some music. Everybody eats and drinks. It's thanks for participating, and we really have a lot of fun with some greens that we get up some good speeds, and it's good competition. Thanks for playing too. Yeah,
Mike, Ivy Lee, we know a great local company here in Western New York. Tell everybody a little bit about Ivy Lee if they haven't heard about it before.
Yeah, we're a full service remodeling company. Basically do everything in your house. We do not build new homes, but we fix old ones. So from roofing, siding, windows, doors, kitchens, baths. We do a lot of outdoor living projects. Everyone wants to be able to extend, to be able to watch, the Sabres into the spring outside and the football into the fall outside. So we do a lot of outdoor living projects, decks, concrete, basically everything in your home. We have tons of new products this year. Give us a call. We can come out if you need anything on your house for sure.
I'll tell you, the Outdoor Lives, Mike's a frequent guest on Western New York Living, the show I host on Channel 2. It's on today at 9:30 a.m. But nice. We had a segment about these new outdoor pergolas you have that you can also close the top of them, Mike. Those things look awesome.
Yeah, they're really cool. These outdoor living pergolas, they've been really hot. We've been selling a bunch of those. The tops of them close. The wind rating on them, the snow load rating, everything is built for Western New York. They're really heavy duty. With powder coat, it comes in several colors, and the size can be anything. It's a great commercial application. It's a great residential application. Yeah, we're real excited about those. Thanks for mentioning those, guys.
Mike Washington with us from Ivy League Construction. Ivy League, a huge supporter of our 10th edition of the Duster Challenge. Again, sign up, dusterchallenge.com. Real easy, dusterchallenge.com. You can donate there. If you can't participate, you can buy 50/50 tickets already. But get yourself signed up. You'll get to see Mike and Parker, his son there, participating as well. We had over 100 golfers now for the last 3 years doing it, and we expect the same here on July 24th. A great Friday night event here at Glen Oak to benefit PGA Hope. Jeff, meet us real quick. What does PGA Hope do for everybody here in Western New York?
PGA Hope is helping our Patriots everywhere. We run golf programs. We have an MOA with the VA. It's one of the best things that veterans can do to get back into society, communicate, socialize, and golf's such a great game. So we teach them a 6-week free program and get them into golf, and then afterwards, we have a program where it's Got Your Six, where they can go and play some of the nicer courses in the area. They played Cockwa, they played Country Club of Buffalo this year. So it's a really great program that we're really proud to run for our veterans.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, your support that night can go to great programs like that. Mike, before we let you go, if people want to contact you or maybe get some more information on some pictures of what some of the work that you guys have done with Ivy League, how can they do it?
Yeah, they can go to ivyleagueconstruction.com. Or obviously, if you need help, you can go right to our website and click on the hassle-free estimate. We'll be more than happy to come out, take a look, or obviously give us a call, 716-875-8654.
Awesome. Mike, thanks again for the support of the event and joining us for a few minutes this morning. We'll see you here for the Duster in a few weeks.
Yes, we'll see you in a few weeks, guys. Thanks again.
Awesome.
Take care.
You got it. All right. Mike Washington.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
I saw a truck, Ivy League construction truck, in my walk yesterday in the neighborhood. I wanted to go in and say, "What are you doing in there?"
Yeah, there's a lot of those trucks. Yes.
Yeah, that was really cool. Last year, his son Parker made it through to the cut. And for those of you that don't know, with the Duster, we have over 100 golfers participate. Everybody putts for 18 holes, and then we take the top 16 scores, kind of like just the International Junior Masters. Then we do match plays. Goes from stroke play to match play.
Well, his experience, they mentioned last year, I keep saying, this is awesome. This is such a great, that's everybody who comes for the first time says, wow, this is just so much fun. And yet, yes, there's a competition with him, but it's also about having a good time. The game of golf's the excuse to have a good time and raise some money for charity.
Yeah, you're putting on gallery ropes around the green, right?
Yeah.
Access points and going, having the announcers and Kevin and Brian and Jeff doing the play-by-play. Even saying what's coming up. That is fun. And I think you live streamed it, right?
Yep.
We have a nice little champagne celebration.
Like you did the finals, right? We had the finals live. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we turn the lights on because it usually goes into dark. Yep, it's a nice night.
Hey, we're going to have a good meal, too.
Oh, yes, Pita Gourmet.
Pita Gourmet for their support. They're going to be back again providing the day.
It's awesome what they do.
Yeah.
It was individualized. It was like, hey, pick this, and it's all contained. It was great.
And Buffalo Trim's throwing in a free haircut for everybody. What else do you want?
I mean, there you go. Not like that's a certificate.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You're not getting your haircut.
You don't have to do it right.
No. There's a gift certificate.
That'll be down the road. We'll get a barber's chair here and get haircuts going on. Hey, I want to mention and give a shout out to Jeremy White, Nate Geary, who participated Thursday at Wanaka, and everybody at Wanaka did the 100 holes for Carly's Club. Courage
and live for Luca, right?
And live like Luca Foundation. My friend Bodge and his family honoring the memory of their son Luca, who passed away at the age of 11. So kudos to those two guys for participating in that. And everybody who bought their tickets and supported those two players, but all the players at Wanaka that just continue on with that event. And it was not great weather
They
Thursday.
fought through the rain. Yeah.
They fought through it and got 100 holes in. So I just wanted to give those guys a shout out.
Yes, nice job, Jeremy and Nate. All right, before we go to break, we told you it's going to be our Western New York PGA tip of the week. I want to ask you guys a question. I walked East Aurora Country Club quite a bit this week because the International Junior Masters was there.
Your calves are looking at it.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. It's a little hilly, but a lot of the greens are elevated. So our tip of the week is I'm sitting there up on the green watching these great junior players from all over the world hit shots in. Tim, we'll start with you here. You're in the fairway, or I guess it doesn't have to be the fairway. You're hitting up to an elevated green. What are some of the thoughts that you might have in terms of maybe just that shot coming in?
You don't have to do much different than you normally do. You just have to get your yardage down. So when I either caddy for somebody or play in a tournament, it's all about the yardage. So if you've got 150 to a flag, but now it's uphill, your rangefinder, not in a tournament, can tell you, hey, it's +7. Well, now I'll hit it 157. And you hit a normal shot. You don't have to do anything different.
Yeah.
The ball's going to be coming down sooner than it normally would, so it's going to play longer, to be honest with you. So I don't do too much different unless I'm around the greens. That's a different program. But Jeff, and you've done the same thing. You just have to put into consideration, I have to hit it higher, right? So I'm just going to hit more club. You don't have to hit it stronger or harder. You just don't do things much different. Get your yardage down. That would be most people underestimate how far they have to hit it.
Yeah, I agree. It's basically a yardage thing, and a lot of time when you have the green above your feet or above your head, you're also going uphill. So the one thing I do think about when you have an uphill lie like that is I try to work harder to get to my finish, because sometimes you'll end up pulling it, I think, when the pin's above your feet like that. And the other thing, sometimes when you can't see the pin, that's when you have to really you have to find something in the background or commit to your shot a little bit more and just visualize what's going on up there. It can be unnerving when you can't see the pin, but you do the same things that you would do. It does tend to stop maybe not as quick because the ball's coming down at a little steeper or a little shallower angle because it hasn't had time to descend yet. But other than that, yeah, it's a yardage number, and
Jeff,
commit to it.
That's a great point. It's coming down a little sooner, so it's coming in a little flatter, and it's not coming in as steep like if you're going downhill. So that's a good point, which means it's going to probably bounce or roll out a little bit more. So the higher you have to hit it up there, hit it, get a yardage, hit it to the front, and then get your yardage to the front of the green. Most people don't do that.
All right. So, question for those who don't have rangefinders, or use the slope on it. What's a rule of thumb then uphill? Because I like how you mentioned the front yardage. I always look at front and back yardage. What's my distance there, more so than to the hole? And I always add at least 5. What's a rule of thumb for yardage to add? Like, if it's 132 to the front, I'm going to add 137 for the elevation. Then I know that's the front. Is that a good rule of thumb? Should I add more?
If you're going uphill and you want to make it easy, right, add 5. Isn't that an easy way to do it? Unless it's severe, Jeff. I mean,
but when you use the slope finders, there's often not that big of a difference. Depending, you have to have some pretty big elevation changes to get to 10 yards and stuff like that, or
That's
7 yards of elevation change. So 5 would be a good number as a rule of thumb, because that'd be in the middle, but often it's not as much as people think.
All right, good advice here from our PGA pros, Jeff Meadus and Tim Freeze, on our Western New York PGA Tip of the Week, brought to you by the Western New York PGA, which has one goal: promoting and growing the game of golf today, tomorrow, and beyond. We'll see some great Western New York Junior Tour players here today, starting a 2-day event Saturday, Sunday here at Glen Oak. We'll also talk about more things happening at Glen Oak, including the West New York Open, after we take this time out. When we come back, though, we'll whip around the PGA Tour, Champions Tour, LPGA Tour. That's coming up next. We're live at Glen Oak here on WGR and on our videos. We're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube at Tee2G Buffalo. It is time as we are welcoming you back here to Glen Oak on Tee2Green for a check of the PGA leaderboard. And at the Travelers Championship, Scotty Scheffler shot a 60 yesterday. Impressive stuff. Minus 16, but you'd think with a 60 to have a big lead. Not much. Victor Hovland is just 2 behind him. He shot a 61. He's at minus 14. Akshay Bhatia shot a 62. He's 4 behind amongst the golfers at 12 under par. So a lot of big names involved. Fitzpatrick, Rose, Fleetwood, they're all in the top 10. So a great leaderboard chasing world number 1, Scotty Scheffler.
And your Champions to Report is brought to you by Donald Ross Sportswear, your hometown premium golf apparel company. Find us in your local pro shop or online at donaldross.com. This week's event is the Dick's Open, and it's at Enjoy Country Club. Just down a nice ride to get down there, and a really nice leaderboard. Dickie Pride's at 9 under, followed by Tommy Two Gloves Gainey, Padraig Harrington, and Darren Clark.
Dickie Pride. Dickie Pride. You ever hear him? He sounds like this. Dickie
What is that?
Pride.
That's how I sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.5 hour,
About 3 hours, right?
3 hours
3 and a
to get
half,
down there.
maybe, to get
Yeah.
down there.
It's beautiful this
Anthony,
weekend.
go down there this week.
Anthony playing the Pro-Am.
Yeah, the head professional here went down to
Anthony
play the
Sherwood.
We have a
Good for him.
major. We have another major on the LPGA Tour. It's the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. Hazeltine National Golf Club. What a great venue.
Tim was just there.
Yeah. Ina Yoon is the leader, 12 under par. That is a 5-shot lead. 5-shot lead after 2 rounds of Heron Yu, Nasa Hataoka, Brooke Henderson, who's a former Porter Cupper.
That's right.
Played up there at Niagara Falls Country Club. And A-Lim Kim, they are all 5 shots back. Nelly Korda is 6 shots back at 6 under. Melanie Green, unfortunately, missed a cut by 1. And we're going to have an interview with her that's going to air next week on our July 4th show with Melanie Green that Jeff did. So we're going to re-air that next week. But I do want to give a shout out to Nicole Felci. She's a PGA professional. She made the cut. So congratulations to Nicole Felci, like Brad Kern, who made the cut at the PGA Championship,
Correct.
right, Tim?
That's correct. There was 8 women that made the championship that are PGA golf professionals from around the country, and Nicole made the cut. That's excellent.
That's hard to do.
That's hard to do.
Back here at Glen Oak, we're with Tim Freeze, the owner and PGA Pro here. Tim, we've been talking about the Duster Challenge quite a bit this morning. We encourage everybody to sign up, dusterchallenge.com. It's just about a month away, July 24th here on a Friday night. But from July 24th, we shift to August 24th. The Western New York Open is here. Tim, can you tell us a little bit about that?
The Western New York Open will be just like a New York State Open, the U.S. Open. It is open to amateurs and to professionals. And so we're trying to get to 100 players. Wouldn't that be something around here that it's not only the Western New York PGA golf professionals, but the best amateurs. I think it's a 5 index and less that can play. We also opened up a senior amateur division. So if you're thinking about playing some good competitive golf, and we split up the greens up here and the course, Jeff, you know, it plays pretty well. And it plays tough. One day we had rain a couple of years ago. That was quite a challenge. And last year the greens were screaming. So it is fun. If you want to play some good competitive golf or come out and see that type of golf played here, we tip it out so we can get back to that 6,800 yards at this point. We do have plans for a number 1 tee that can really back it up. But at this point, that's a good challenge on a flat golf course. And when it's dry, this place gets bouncy and the greens get challenging.
All right, very good.
Hey, can I something else that you do? You're still doing this, I hope, because I've seen it on social media a few times. Kind of a cool thing, like if you want to upgrade a putter. I'm not going to mention the brand because you know, Callaway Golf is our guy, but you do putter raffles here, right? People could buy a ticket, like they come in and instead of buying a putter, they could maybe win the putter for a lower cost.
And then we take a picture of them for women.
Yes.
So it's a kind of a good, cool
It's a
way
cool
for
deal.
a putter that, then we fit you for a putter. We got a couple different brands, just like any
Yeah.
place else. But that's the club you use the most in your bag every round.
Yeah. And nice pro shop here at Glen Oaks. So
That's nice. Thanks.
check it out.
glenoak.com to make a tea time. And I know also got a spot you can have events or even get a nice bite to eat, Tim, over in this other building we're looking at.
Got a neat chef past couple of years here, and he's doing some great events. Him and his wife are doing some bookings, so lots of graduation parties, banquets for your teams. We do the weddings. We've got an upstairs and a downstairs. We can fit hundreds of folks, so it is fun to have that element of a food and beverage staff, like many facilities.
With a nice view of the golf course.
It's got a great, nice, quiet view. It's a 180-degree view of the sky. So while you're astronomers, we have an astronomer night. Bring out your telescopes. We do that.
Really?
Golf,
That's
and then
cool.
we get our it's a great view with no light pollution. So that's a nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right, we got 30 seconds left. Kevin, I'll keep this at 30. Scotty Scheffler shot 60. I know you got a cool stat about now what he shot in his career.
Yeah, he's the only PGA Tour player in its history to shoot every score between 59 and 79. He hadn't shot a 60 until yesterday. But think about that. He shot there's been unbelievable scores and some terrible scores. But only player between 59 and 79.
A lot of people be happy with 79. Yeah.
Not Scotty.
Yeah, that's true.
Scotty.
Very true.
That is awesome. Well, I mean, what a gamut there. But all the way from 59 and now 60. Pretty impressive. This Travelers Championship sets up for that. It's
fun course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Might be my favorite par 4 in Tour, 15th, drivable.
We've all done that. We just have more holes to play.
Absolutely. Very good.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Tim, thanks for having us here today. Appreciate it. All right. Tim Freeze from Glen Oak and glenoak.com. Just a great place to come play. They do a lot of things to support golf here in Western New York, including our Dusters. Sign up, dusterchallenge.com. All right, for Jeff Blank, producing here on the video side, Dan Dale on the radio side, Tim Freeze, Kevin Sylvester, Jeff Menas. I'm Brian Koziel, Tee2Green. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week right here on Tee2Green.